All right, welcome back, everyone. You ready for another deep dive? We're going to be looking at something really interesting today.
Yeah, this one's cool. I'm excited.
So our wonderful listeners have provided us with this report, this analysis, and we always try to
Break it down.
yeah, just get right to the heart of it. What are the really valuable insights here?
Absolutely. And make it fun.
Yeah, we're going to have fun doing it. So this report is really looking at AI startup opportunities,
Right.
okay? Um, and more specifically, it's talking about how these really powerful AI models like DeepSeek, Gemini, and Mistral AI, all accessible through OpenRouter, could fuel new ventures.
Yeah, OpenRouter, that's key, making these complex tools super accessible.
Exactly. You don't have to be, Google or a Microsoft to actually use this stuff. This is stuff that, you can tap into.
Anyone can, yeah.
Anyone can. It's amazing. So we're going to be kind of focusing on the healthcare and education sectors. There's just a lot of really interesting stuff happening there. And by the way, if you're listening and you're in healthcare or education, this is a must listen.
Okay. Pay attention. There might be an idea in here for you.
Yeah, exactly. So jumping right into healthcare, one area that's really caught my eye is AI-powered medical summarization.
Oh, yeah, this is huge.
It's huge, right?
Yeah.
So imagine being a doctor and being able to instantly get the gist of, a patient's entire medical history.
Or just like a mountain of research papers.
Exactly. Think EHRs, think like the latest research
Or
papers.
you're super dense and
Pages long. So the report talks a lot about DeepSeek and how incredibly fast it is. We're talking like 20 tokens, which is roughly equivalent to words, per second
on just a normal computer.
on standard Mac Studio. And they said that on specialized infrastructure, it can reach up to 250 tokens per second. I mean, that's mind-blowing, right? That's near real time.
That's like having an assistant in your brain just feeding you information as you need it.
It's wild, right? And then you have Gemini, which the report highlights for its accuracy. It can really understand and interpret like the nuances of medical language,
All that complex terminology.
all the medical jargon. And then you have Mistral, which can handle multiple languages.
Yeah, that's super important in healthcare. So many people speak different languages.
Absolutely. So think about this. Less time spent on paperwork, more time with patients. And of course, hopefully that leads to more informed diagnoses and better patient care.
Definitely. The potential for improved outcomes is significant.
All right, so moving on to another fascinating application in healthcare. The report talks about this chatbot for rare diseases, specifically a chatbot for like preliminary diagnosis.
Right. Because getting a diagnosis for a rare disease can be so difficult.
It can take years, right? Going from doctor to doctor.
Trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, and sometimes the symptoms are very complex and they overlap with a lot of other conditions, so it's very difficult to pinpoint what it is.
Right. And that's where the AI can step in and really help.
Exactly. So the report highlights Gemini's reasoning capabilities.
Because you need something that can actually put the pieces together.
You need an AI that can think almost like a doctor, right?
Yeah. And it can also handle different types of data, not just text. Like, imagine you could feed it images of a rash or even genetic data.
Yeah, that's where multimodality comes in. And then we have Mistral. Mistral's custom agent feature could be super useful here.
Yeah, imagine an AI trained specifically on a particular set of rare diseases or even on very specific genetic markers. That's incredibly powerful.
That's getting really personalized, right? And then, of course, there's DeepSeek, providing that initial guidance really quickly based on the information provided. It could just drastically speed up the process.
And that's what patients need, right? They need faster answers. They need to know where to go for help. So this has the potential to make a huge difference in people's lives.
It's not about replacing doctors, but it's about giving people more information, and helping them navigate this really complex healthcare system.
Exactly. It's like an intelligent guide.
Now, let's shift gears a bit and talk about another challenge in healthcare: medical coding and billing. Especially for smaller practices, this can be a major headache.
Oh, yeah, it's a huge administrative burden.
And it's so important to get it right. The report suggests using an AI assistant that combines the strengths of DeepSeek, Gemini, and Mistral. So you've got DeepSeek with its proficiency in medical coding, Gemini ensuring accuracy with the billing, and then Mistral just smoothing out the whole process with its natural language processing capabilities.
So the AI could handle data entry, could check for errors, could even generate reports.
And that can free up so much time and energy for the staff, allowing them to focus on, actually providing care
And if you look at the report's projections for the AI and healthcare market, it's expected to reach hundreds of billions of dollars, with growth rates close to 40% annually.
Yeah.
That's just massive. It shows that this is a space that's ripe for innovation, and there's a lot of investment happening.
All right, now let's switch gears and talk about education. One idea that's really compelling is the personalized learning path generator.
Oh, this is something I'm really passionate about.
Yeah, it's exciting. Imagine learning that's tailored to your individual needs, your pace, your learning style. That's the dream, right?
It is. It's about moving away from this one-size-fits-all model that we've had for so long.
And AI can actually make that possible. So the report talks about using Gemini, which is really good at reasoning and understanding large amounts of educational content.
Mhm.
It can track student progress and understand where they're struggling.
Yeah, it can analyze patterns and figure out what works best for each student.
And then there's Mistral, which can actually generate content, right? So you can imagine it creating customized learning materials.
Yeah. Tailored lessons, quizzes, even interactive simulations, the possibilities are endless.
And of course, you need DeepSeek for that real-time adaptation. As the student is learning, the AI can adjust the learning path on the fly, making sure that they're always challenged but not overwhelmed.
And the report projects a growth rate of over 40% annually for the AI in personalized learning market. That's just incredible.
It shows that there's a lot of belief in this approach, right? That personalized learning is the future.
Definitely.
So, what have we learned today?
I think the main takeaway is that we're at this really interesting convergence where these incredibly powerful AI models are becoming more accessible than ever.
Right, thanks to platforms like OpenRouter,
Anyone can build with them, and that's creating this fertile ground for niche startups.
especially in areas like healthcare and education, where there are so many specific problems that AI can solve.
We're seeing these highly targeted AI-driven solutions emerge. It's really exciting. It is. And it really feels like we're at the beginning of something big. The next few years are going to be incredibly interesting to watch.
Absolutely, and that brings us to our final thought for you. What seemingly impossible problems could you tackle with AI? What might you be inspired to build? We want you to think about that. And until our next dive, happy building.